Welcome to the December 2018 version of Community Focus, presented by the Friends of MCTV. I'm Judy Keel, your host this month. Our guests this month are going to be from the Salvation Army, the United Way of Midland County, and the Big Brothers Big Sisters of the Great Lakes Bay region. Our first guest today is Captain Brian Goodwill, Executive Director of Midland Salvation Army. Brian, welcome to our show.
Thanks for having me today, Judy.
Thank you. It was nice of you to agree to be on the program. Let's start out by having you tell us just a little bit about what Salvation Army's mission is, who you serve, where you're located here in town.
Sure. So the mission of the Salvation Army is really based on our faith. We are not just a faith-based organization, we're a church in and of itself. And so our mission is to preach the gospel of Jesus Christ and to meet human needs in His name without discrimination. And there are a lot of different ways that we do that as we serve the people in our community. We have church services and programs, including Bible studies and Sunday school. But we also have our social service programs, which we're probably best known for, where we're trying to help meet the needs of people, particularly Midland County residents who are living at 150% of the poverty rate or below, and helping them with things like food, whether that's groceries or maybe even some vouchers for meats and those kinds of things, transportation to get to doctor's appointments or perhaps even to work as they start a new job, utility assistance when they're facing shutoffs, rent assistance for those that might be facing an eviction. And really we're trying to do that in such a way that brings them dignity and honor, helps them get back on their feet, while at the same time our motivation is because of our faith and our love for the Lord. So that's sort of our mission. And locally, especially here in Midland, we're looking at how we can best love, grow, and serve. Love the people of our community, love the Lord Jesus Christ, to grow as not only in terms of numbers of people who are a part of our programs, but also helping people to grow as individually, and then also to serve. As we show that love, we're serving one another in a variety of different ways. So here in Midland County, our main core and community center, our church, is located over on Waldo at 330 Waldo Avenue, just a little south of Bay City Road.
Sure, yeah. And this time of year, of course, we all associate the red kettles with Salvation Army. What can you tell us about the Red Kettle Campaign? Is there anything different this year?
There's not too much different this year. Our goal for this year is to raise $104,000. As of the taping of this, we're about a third of the way through, which means we still have quite a ways to go, but we're very excited as we look forward to the next several weeks moving into December, throughout December now. We'll be out there ringing probably until December 24th at about 13 different locations all around the Midland area. We utilize both volunteers, whether it's a family, individuals, or maybe a group, whether it's church group or civic clubs. We even have some student organizations that help out. And in addition to those volunteers, we also have some paid ringers out there to help us fill in the gaps for when volunteers aren't available, to help us get to that goal of raising $104,000 in those red kettles. Those funds then are going to help us in providing all those things that we talked about with relation to our mission as we move into 2019. Again, helping the low-income families in our community, helping with some of our church youth programs as we reach out, our summer day camp ministries, after-school programs, helping to keep the cost for those low, and really just meet the needs for those who are here in our community that we can reach out to.
So it's one of the major fundraisers for the entire year's worth of programming.
Exactly, yeah. About 10% of our income comes through those red kettles, and then another about 15% through what we call our mail appeal. That's we've sent out letters to folks, giving some updates about what's going on, and then the response that comes back through us through the mail. That's probably, again, another 15%, about $150,000 that we're hoping to raise just during Christmas season through that mail appeal process.
Okay, great. Now I know other things are going on for Salvation Army in your social care ministry. in December especially. Tell us about some of those.
So in addition to our regular social service programs that we've talked about, we have some seasonal ones going on right now. We're just finishing up our coat drive with the Coats for Kids program. So some of those coat collection boxes are coming back in, but if anybody still has some coats that they want to drop off, they can bring it by to our main office at 330 Waldo.
I imagine any time of the year, right? Not
yeah,
just December.
absolutely,
Yeah,
absolutely. Because even though a lot of our program participants have kind of already redeemed their vouchers, we still see folks throughout the winter season that maybe are coming to us. Maybe they just moved to the area and they need some coats. We try to have those available for them.
Sure.
In addition to the Coats for Kids program, we do our Christmas toy shop, Toys for Kids program, where we're collecting new unwrapped toys in probably about 50 different locations all around the Midland area. And the families that have already signed up for the toy shop, registration was back in October and early November, they'll be coming in December to receive those gifts. The parents have the opportunity to kind of go through our gym. It's set up as a shop, though everything is free for them. They're able to choose several gifts for their children. And so they're able to kind of do that, make those choices, and kind of best figure out what would their child in particular like.
That's nice.
In addition to that, some of those families are selected for what we call our Adopt-A-Family program. And the Adopt-A-Family works where we have groups or companies, families even, that want to sponsor another family. And so they'll contact us. We have a simple application that they fill out, and we'll match them with one of the families that is registered for the toy shop. That family then provides a specific list of requested items to the sponsor, and depending on how the sponsor wants to do it, they can sometimes choose to meet the family they're helping face to face. If they request to remain anonymous, we'll respect that as well and facilitate that for them. We've had about 100 families so far this year adopted, but there's certainly room for more. If anybody would like to still sponsor a family, we'd love to have them contact our office.
That would be great to know too. Well, we have just a brief amount of time left, but are there any other things that you would like to highlight as far as what's coming up for the year of 2019 and what people should be aware of?
Sure. For 2019, we're continuing a lot of our programs, but also expanding a few of them for our before and after school program that we have at the Salvation Army. We're trying to expand that to all of the elementaries by trying to provide transportation to and from. We know that's a big concern for a lot of families, especially schools are starting a little bit later this year than some of the prior years. So we're trying to make that available for them, including transportation. And then as we move into summer, of course, we're gearing up for our Share Summer Day Camp already. We actually just had our first meeting to start discussing themes for that this very morning. So we're already moving in towards that season of summer 2019 while we're still kind of right in the mix of things for this Christmas season 2018.
All right. Well, Brian, give us a quick contact information, and we'll have that on our graphics for you also.
Sure.
And as we end our conversation.
So again, our address is 330 Waldo Avenue, and folks can reach us by phone at 989-496-2787. And then they can also find us on our website at CityofMidlandMI.gov.
Thank you.
Sure.
It was great having you on the show today. Obviously, Salvation Army is doing a great job for the community.
Thank you.
Please stay tuned to meet with our next guests who are from the United Way of Midland County.